wormhole is a shortcut, like a subway tube, that allows you to go from point A and point B and never go faster than the speed of light. It allows you to punch a hole in space and essentially take the shortcut to reach a distant point in space and time.
Michio Kaku is a physicist at the City University of New York. He says mathematics show that wormholes can, in theory, exist. But so far no one, at least not on our planet, has found a way to harness them.
We have to open our mind to the possibility of a civilization 1,000,000 years more advanced than us, that a Type 3 civilization may be able to use Einstein's equations to essentially bend space-time into a pretzel in order to punch a hole in space and in order to utilize the power of a wormhole.
Wormholes may seem like a dark and far-fetched fate for Flight 19. But even more sinister scenarios exist, including allegations of a Navy cover-up. Among those with suspicions is the family of George Payanessa, a radio man on Flight 19. His nephew Frank thinks there are still many unsettling questions.
I don't understand how 23 men, nothing floats. I mean, not even a life jacket, piece of fuselage, some kind of equipment. I don't understand it.
3 weeks after Flight 19 disappears, the Payanessa family receives a disturbing telegram that haunts them to this day.
The telegram was sent the 26th of December at 10:15 in the morning. Said, "You've been misinformed. I am very much alive," and it was signed Georgie.
The telegram can only be one of two things: a sick prank or evidence of some kind of Navy conspiracy. A small detail, the use of her son's nickname, leaves George's mother convinced that the telegram is real.
She doesn't think that if it was signed by anybody else, it would probably have said George. And my aunt believed, until she died, that Georgie was alive. She felt that there was a cover-up.
There is another puzzling thing about the telegram. It is sent to George's brother Joseph at an address that would not be easily available to anyone outside of the military. Would someone in the loyal ranks of the Navy be so cruel as to think this was a funny prank?
The thing that puzzles me is not only the telegram, but the fact that they knew my father's address at the Marine Corps barracks in Washington, D.C.
One of the reasons people theorize the Navy may be involved in unexplained disappearances in the Triangle is because of AUTEC, a top-secret U.S. Navy testing facility. AUTEC stands for Atlantic Undersea Test and Evaluation Center. Underwater training exercises are performed here with missiles and submarines.
I believe that it's not a coincidence that the U.S. military has located AUTEC here in the Bermuda Triangle. I think they know a lot more about the anomalies here than they are saying.
This unauthorized footage shows the above-ground portion of AUTEC on Andros Island in the Bahamas. It is located just feet from the tongue of the ocean, where the depth abruptly plunges by thousands of feet. The deep blue channel you see here is for submarines. We made repeated requests to interview someone from AUTEC and get a tour of the facility, but were denied. Suspicion about AUTEC's role stems from rumors about highly classified Navy electromagnetic tests during World War II. The rumors are the basis of a movie, The Philadelphia Experiment, about a covert military project to make ships disappear. In the movie, the test goes seriously wrong.
Get back! Get back! Get back!
The movie is based on an alleged Navy experiment in the 1940s called Project Rainbow that was shrouded in secrecy.
It was probably an unidentified project during the war in which they were either trying to make a ship invisible to radar or invisible, quote unquote, to magnetic mines. If doing that, they might have encountered an enormous coronal phenomenon
The coronal phenomenon is another unexplained triangle mystery. Flashes of colored light in the sky, like the flashes reported at the time the Mariner disappeared. Could ships and planes unknowingly steer into secret tests being conducted at AUTEC? Some believe AUTEC is a cache of clandestine operations that they conceal undisclosed vessels, including underwater submersible objects called USOs.
I think the AUTEC facility has UFOs and USOs, and that some of the phenomenon is coming from that base.
Some people think AUTEC is similar to Area 51, and they are experimenting with alien spacecraft that they have captured.
AUTEC's role in electromagnetic testing remains unknown, but others confirm that electromagnetic phenomenon exists.
It's been done in laboratories since then by accident as well, in which you lock up magnetic fields and it causes very bizarre reactions, including the disappearance of metallic objects.
In the late 1970s, engineer John Hutchinson creates extraordinary magnetic vortices with equipment crammed into his apartment. He seems to levitate objects like this saw and this broom. He appears to make plates spin and coins jiggle. This is his footage, which no outsider has ever authenticated. But if it is as strong as it looks, it suggests that manipulating electromagnetic forces can have drastic consequences, results that raise new questions about what happened to Flight 19 and who was involved.
The target that they've got looks like it's 20 feet long.
My guess is there was something there at one point, but a lot of it's disintegrated. And that's what you're going to find with a 60-year-old aircraft.
For 5 days, our expedition has been combing the ocean bottom at the exact location the Navy says a search plane went down 60 years ago. We have found a strange object on the ocean floor, but it doesn't appear to be a piece of the missing plane.
I truly believe we're looking at the engines, which were big, and
with only 2 days left to finish scanning our target area, expedition leader David Bright desperately needs a new plan.
We know where it's not, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. So,
armed with the best equipment and best information available, it is now up to some of the best minds in underwater archaeology to determine the Mariner's final resting place.
Do you know from the radar at what height it dropped off? Was it,
Just how high and fast the Mariner is flying when witnesses on the Gaines Mill see that fireball in the sky are just two of the many questions stumping our team.
They found no debris but just oil.
Okay, so they did find oil. So what does it mean if you find an intact oil slick with regard to a plane crashing?
It means a tank had to hit intact, at least one fuel tank or one fuel cell.
If, as our experts suspect, large pieces of the plane hit the water intact near the coordinates of that oil slick, then the heaviest of those pieces, the engines, each weighing more than a ton, must still be there.
Let's expand the lines and look for a larger target.
Right. Exactly.
After 40 minutes, a consensus.
Yes,
by searching south and east of the Navy's original coordinates and adjusting the towfish settings to search for bigger objects over a broader area, our team will double its chances of finding the Mariner's engines.
Okay, good.
Very good. Yes, that's a plan.
We have a plan.
Good plan. Yes.
Meanwhile, we're nearing the last leg of the journey, retracing the path Flight 19 had planned to take 60 years ago, looking for any clues that may be revealed in the sky. But our compass is working perfectly, as are all of the other instruments.
Looks like we're making our turn point at Great Sail Keys, making a nice left turn here.